Welcome back to another episode of Outside Shots. I am your host, Saul Bookman. I am here with the one, the only, the late Eddie Johnson. Eddie, how you doing today, man? He just sits there and shakes his head. We have audio listeners too. Easy, I don't know if you know that, but you gotta use your words.
Well, the word that I want to use right now, I don't think they want to hear it. Okay? I don't. Because you know it was supposed to be 8:45, that's what we discussed. You're going to text me. And I don't have time to look at all my texts, man. Like, I don't. So I was busy this morning. I got up at 6:30. I was running around busy. And then all of a sudden, I get a text from you when I'm on the way here. So there you go.
I texted you at 6:30 this morning.
I don't look at my phone like that.
For 2 hours, you didn't look at your phone?
Because I was busy trying to get something done. I'm getting ready to go out of town on a little golf trip, so I did not look.
Okay, all right. Well, we're here anyway. That's all that matters.
And I'm looking good.
And apparently, DA is also here. Okay, DA is also here, and he's been balling. He's been balling for Team Bahamas in international play, beating Cuba. And then following up with a good performance last night against Argentina. Playing very well, very strong. Have you seen any of DA's action, and what have you thought so far?
I've seen the highlights. I'm not shocked. Like, Deandre Ayton can play, man. Like, I just think people need to, get to a point. Okay, yeah, you can criticize him. You can hope that he gives you what his talent level says that he should, and that would elevate the Suns to a monster team. Yeah, I see that part. But we can't lose sight, and when we're saying that, to try to talk and use verbiage like he can't play. Right?
True.
The man can play.
He can.
So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. He's representing this country. He's excited. He's the man. That plays a lot in it, right? And so because of that, he's been very aggressive, and it's good to see.
He was, I believe he was 11 of 14 yesterday. But the biggest thing was defensively. He had 3 block shots against Argentina, looked very active. And I think that's the when you go back and you look at Deandre Ayton's overall defensive performance for the Suns over the course of his career, he has not been a dominant shot blocker. So to see him have that kind of output is encouraging, because it's something that I know a lot of people have been clamoring for. I know that you want that rim protector, and DA's been a solid defender at the rim, just not in terms of like shot blocks. He's able to make guys alter their shot from time to time. I think people would like to see him be a little bit more active, and I think this is an encouraging sign as we move forward. Watching this effort, watching his defensive performance in terms of what he could provide as we're on the cusp of a season here in about 60 days ish.
Aggressiveness for a big guy, like, it's all predicated on him being able to stay out of foul trouble. And DA has had an issue, right, at times getting into foul trouble when he's overly aggressive. And so he doesn't, he's learning how to temper that aggressiveness, especially on the defensive end. And I think he would go after more shots. But I think a lot of times he picks up a foul early in the quarter. You can better believe he's probably going to be very tentative the rest of the quarter, because he don't want to pick up his second foul because he knows what that's going to do, send him to the bench. So a lot of that plays into it. And I think he needs to get out of that. And hopefully this situation here, maybe playing in the FIBA championships, is going to be huge for him.
What do you think about the concept? There was a comment, Trevor Greer in the chat. Thank you, Trevor. Says, I think DA being away from Monty and CP3 is going to really energize him. Do you think maybe those two individuals specifically wore down DA maybe?
Change of scenery is always good. Change of teammates is always good for an individual. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. New lease on life, right? A coach that's maybe looking at him differently than the other coach. Maybe, getting him touches more, right? So, yeah, I've always said this. Like, coaches are hired to be fired. And a lot of times when they are, it's not that they can't coach anymore. It's just that their voice and just their persona is not being received well anymore. And so it goes on both sides. I'm sure Monty is ecstatic about having a young team in Detroit and having a group of guys that's listening to every word that he says, similar to what he got when he first got to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's all it is. And so it's really no negative against either one or either situation. And I think, it's probably good for DA to know that, I think Kevin Durant showed leadership last year in regards to DA, always was in his ear, very supportive of him. And I think that's a good thing as well.
Jim Rose Circus in the chat says, thumbs up, smash that thing. Yeah, please smash that like button. It helps us out. Spread the love across YouTube because that's all we're here to do. Humble Rumble, I think it's cool he's playing in the Olympics. A gold medal means something in the basketball world. I like his team and his coach. Listen, I think if you've heard DA talk about representing the Bahamas, it means something to him. Mm-hmm. I think representing your team in this venture, I believe it's the first time the Bahamas has been a competitive international team. And that's
Eric Gordon's on that team.
Yeah, it's significant. You got Buddy Hield on that team as well, obviously. So, I mean, they got a good squad. It'd be interesting to see them go up against the big dogs of the world, the Spains, the U.S., teams like that. But you got to like how they've performed so far. So, wish nothing but the best for them. DA, his ball handling has been criticized because of the fact, I made this point yesterday, and I want to get your opinion on this. I said DA doesn't have to have the most electric or most, he's not going to be Isaiah Thomas out there with the ball, right? Like he's not going to be Magic out there with the ball. But can he be effective enough with the dribble to get to the spots he needs to get to be effective on the offensive end of the court? And I think that's the development that I think I would like to see a little bit more of. From time to time, we've seen him put the ball on the ground and go to the basket, but it's very rare that we see that. I made the point that he doesn't have to be Hakeem Olajuwon talent-wise, but Hakeem was very good at using the ball in his dribble to get to certain points on the floor that he liked and felt more comfortable in. Is that the right mindset, I would say, for DA?
Well, yeah, he's got to continue to work on his ball handling, but I think he can handle the ball good enough to get past the guys that's guarding him. Normally, it's big dudes that's guarding them. They're not trying to steal the ball. They're just trying to move their feet laterally just to stay in front of the guy. So as long as he's not in the crowd, I think he's fine. It's just all about confidence, Saul. That's all it is, man. It's all about reps and confidence. I think he has the ability. I think if we saw him in an open gym playing, you would see him doing stuff with the ball. You'd be like, dang, I didn't know he can do that.
Yeah.
It's all about confidence. You know this. I mean, your broke jumper that you played with many years, you were trying to do stuff and you looked really good doing it to yourself. But
you couldn't even say that with a straight face because he knows it's a damn lie.
I've never seen you jump.
It's wet.
But, so it's all about confidence. And I think that's what Vogel's going to try to do for DA is just give him confidence, man. And then hold him accountable after that. Give him some leeway. Give him some rope. Let him make some mistakes. Pick a game and just throw him the ball 20 times.
Yeah.
See what he can do with it. Like sometimes it's good to lose a game, but you really win by lifting a guy that you're going to need down the road.
Sure.
And so I assume that's going to happen this year with them because I assume Kevin Durant will get some games rested. I do. I think Devin Booker will as well. And then if that's the case, then DA would be featured. Maybe along with Bradley Beal. So I really see some good things from him this year. And it's good that he's playing right now in the offseason because now we know he'll show up in pristine shape.
Yeah, well, yeah, at least you hope so. One of the things that I'm looking forward to this season, besides DA playing, is obviously this midseason tournament. I know a lot of people have kind of slandered this. Eddie, you played in Greece. Mm-hmm. They had a midseason tournament, yes?
Yes.
And how did you like it?
I didn't even know we was having it. So, I'm trying to get adjusted just being over in Greece. Like, I went over to Greece in, late September, and the season had started, So I jumped right in. And so after a bit, when I think we were playing in the championship in-season tournament, somebody told me that. And then I looked at my contract, and I saw, it's a bonus in that. Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, the in-season tournament. But up until then, I didn't know. But that's why the league is slowly getting the guys' attention. Like, okay, this tournament is going to be in November. It's going to be every Friday and Tuesday. Like, those are the games. It's going to be the only games played that night, so it's going to have importance. And then along the way, if you don't play in 65 games, you're not going to make an all-league team. You can't make, you can't, get an award.
Yeah.
That's gonna push them. So 82 game season still. These games aren't going to be extra games. And guess what? Whoever wins this thing gets $500,000 a man. Now people say, well, yeah, they got all that money. They don't care. Are you kidding me?
Nope. I mean, hey, listen, Ish Wainwright was in here in studio. You think $500,000 doesn't mean a lot to him?
$500,000,
dude.
Man. They're going for it, man.
That's a lot of coin.
And people, I think what they do is they look at other people's money. And they say, oh, he got so much money. That don't mean nothing to him. Really? That's not true. His bills are higher than yours. Yeah. So he's got 2-3 houses. You got 1. He's got 5 cars. You got 2. No, his bills are higher. So that 500, please, is going to really help him do some other things. No. They're going to go for it, man. I think the league did the correct thing with this. Keep it in season, though. Don't add games. And then the Final Four is in Vegas. You don't think guys aren't going to get excited about having to go to the Final Four in Vegas? Yeah. They're playing for money. All the stars are going to come out.
Yep.
Players, they got so much money, is that the money is not what drives them. It's the attention. Yeah. It's the glory. It's you're playing in a game and you're looking over, see Denzel over there. Oh, that's Eddie. I thought that was Denzel. You see Jack Nicholson. You all of a sudden you connect with them and you want a ball, right? Because you love the game. So no, I think it's great. It's going to be great.
I think it adds an interesting element, to be honest with you, because I mean, if you paint the picture, the Final Four in Vegas. I'm going to assume that they're going to have back-to-back games. I think that would be the best way to do it, is to have back-to-back games, kind of like the actual Final Four in college, where they play one day back-to-back games, and then the next night they play the championship game. I think
those tickets going to cost a ton.
Woo, man, hey, but that's going to be a hot ticket because a lot of people are going to want to go watch this.
They're going, first time.
The Suns have, and I also liked how they did the group play. They didn't keep it to the conferences or the divisions. They separated it out. Right. So in the Suns West Group A, they have the Grizzlies, Lakers, Jazz, and Trailblazers. That is a tough group. In West B, it's the Nuggets, Clippers, Pelicans, Mavs, and Rockets. Kind of a tough group depending on how the Pelicans are going to play, but Clippers and Nuggets seem to be the two best in that. Well, and then Dallas, you never know. And then West C, Kings, Warriors, and then Timberwolves, OKC, and the Spurs. So I think it's very interesting. It's going to make November, December basketball funner, I would say. And it's something that I definitely listen. Anything to change it up and bring that competitive spirit back to the game on nights where you just know, like, athletes or a lot of these guys are load managing from time to time. Like, I think is always good for the game. And so I like this kind of move, and I know a lot of people might be against it, but I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah. I think it's going to be a hit.
Yeah, people are saying, well, they're playing for a championship. How excited are they going to be in the middle of a season to win an in-season tournament? Well, they're going to be excited. It's a stepping stone. Without a doubt, they're going to like the fact that they did it because they won a huge pot and they were the last team standing. But also on top of that is guys are going to be excited to play in the game because who knows, that can lead to a huge deal for them in future. Yeah. Especially say a kid that's playing in the G League, he's called up, he's on the team, he's a two-way guy, and he gets the game winner of the play-in tournament to win it. You don't think that's going to enhance his ability?
Yeah.
No, it does. So, no, it's a great opportunity, man. It's unique. It brings some excitement, early part of the NBA season as well. And then December 7th, I believe, is the Final Four. So, and then that's going to, precede the Christmas games coming up. I think the NBA got it right here.
Are you going to be going with your Sirius satellite radio crew?
No, I don't think that. From what I understand, we're not going to be there for that.
You're not going to go to the Final Four?
From what I understand right now,
I want to
trust me. I asked, but I'll still go. If it's we'll be in it, so I'll be there.
There you go. All right. Well, Bobby Cox with the super chat, much appreciated. Bobby Cox, faithful follower of the show. Hi, Eddie and Saul. I wish that when you were with the Suns, you would have beaten Portland in the playoffs of the 1990 season. You should have beaten them that playoff season. You should have won Game 1 and Game 2. Do you remember that? 1990?
Yeah.
You have no comment or what?
Yeah, let me tell you, I played very well. I was with the Sonics. Is that the Sons or the Sonics?
Suns.
1990.
Yeah, Portland. Western Conference Finals, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't remember that.
Did you delete it from your memory? Or
I think I sucked in that series.
That was a tough team.
I had hurt. No, yeah, man, but I had hurt my hand. Again, it goes back to
I could tell you
playing through pain.
Yeah,
right?
let's see. What are the stats there, Jacob?
Let's go with. Wait, this is game 2 at least. I can find game 2.
No, you find the whole series. Why you want to pick?
You scored 13 points.
Look, that's not enough. It's not enough, dude.
Not against that team.
It's not 13 points.
Terry
He's scoring
Porter,
13 points.
Clyde Drexler, Buck Williams, Kevin Duckworth. Forgetting the fifth one, but that was a squad.
You won game 3 and you only scored 10 points. So
I tell you, I had a messed up finger.
Cliff Robinson. Was
had a messed up finger on my shooting hand. No, we had some good runs against them. I think they beat us in 6 games, and it was tough. Yeah, that was ugly, man. It was worse than the year before. Year before we got swept by the Lakers. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, like I couldn't load manage, but my finger was killing me, man.
Which finger?
My shooting hand.
Oh, but which finger on your shooting hand?
Right here.
Your pinky?
Yeah.
That bothered you that much?
Okay. Check this out. Shoot the ball. What's the last finger? Ball's here, but when you shoot it, see how my hand goes down?
Wait, what?
When you shoot the ball, okay?
Yes. No,
okay,
I know.
The ball, what happens is this finger right here is on the outside of the ball, okay? It's on the outside of the ball. So it's the last, basically it's the last, if you believe it or not. If you go in the gym and shoot, you'll see it. So it's, and this sucker was messed up, man. And I had an excruciating pain that was going all the way down my arm. But I played. Don't understand it, dude. I still played.
I'm not questioning you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Stop, Jay. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm shooting and I'm like, I have a different spin on the ball, so it's a little bit different for me. The pinky's the last thing that touches the ball.
No. I didn't say that. What I'm saying to you, the pinky is on the ball.
Yeah. I got you on that.
So it's on the ball. And so when I go back and I shot, the pain.
I got you. Okay, I got you.
No, don't you ask a professional. Don't you ever.
I did find game 1, though.
What was game 1?
You lost 98-100 and you had 7 points.
Don't you ever. I struggle. Don't you ever second guess a shooter like me. Ever. In your life. Don't you ever. I admit when I was off. But
those stat lines tell me his pinky hurt.
I was hurt.
EJ.
Okay, now, all right. So, okay. Why don't you fast forward then? Or to the next year, when I think it was the 2 years later, when Portland had the best record in the NBA, and I was playing on the Seattle Supersonics. Okay? And that was in 1992, 91, 92, I think.
Cancel Saul.
92, 91, 92. First round, playing against the Portland Trailblazers. Why don't you tell him how much I average in that series?
I'm looking. If you guys give me like 5 minutes, I'll try and find it.
And when you find it, you'll see I average over 25 a game in the series.
Hello said, I'm honestly surprised EJ didn't give Saul the middle finger when Saul asked which finger. I'm kind of surprised about that too, to be honest with you. I thought he was saying that the pinky was the last thing to touch the ball.
No.
I misinterpreted what he was saying. Everybody just relax a little bit, okay? Including you, EJ. All right, everybody just calm down.
Try to
what would help you?
Shooter?
You know what would help you calm down?
OGs.
There you go, baby. OGs. See? We got these transitions down to a T. OGs, the best edible in the game. Check them out at ogsbrands.com to find the closest dispensary closest to you. You can find yourself eating those fruits, those new fruit flavors. You got the cream flavors. You got the strawberries and cream, orange and cream, so on and so forth. You got the Happy Bounce gummies, the RSOs. You got the whole spectrum of whatever makes you just relax and chill out, because that's the whole point of this. OG's, the best edible out there. Please check them out at ogsbrands.com. And remember, you must be, how old, Eddie?
18.
21. 21 and over to enjoy. Not 18, 21. Okay, all right.
All right, I found it.
All right, what did you do?
I mean, you lost the series.
Against the best team in the league.
You did.
But we lost, but
we took 2 games.
We took them to 5 games.
Yes,
it was
correct.
only a 5-game series.
Correct. You averaged 24 points a game.
Thank you.
You were the leading scorer in 2 of the 5 games. You had 34 and 28 in those 2 games.
Thank you. Okay.
You feel validated?
I was healthy.
Do you feel validated?
I tried to punish him for punish him because they got me when I was injured, but I had to lay it on them when I saw him.
Oh, man. Well, hey, I listen. I think there's a particular player out there that has had up and down playoff performances like yourself, and his name is James Harden. You don't know what to expect from James, even in the offseason, because he opted into his deal, but clearly he's not happy.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
So Daryl Morey is a liar, and he'll never play for that organization again, is what he says. Okay. Oh, but it gets better because today he talked about, or there was an article yesterday that talked about how he could possibly see himself playing in China this season, which I don't believe for a single second. And maybe it's because of opportunities to dance, maybe, like, I don't know, something like this, maybe, like, hey, he's out there, he's grooving, he's having a good time. Good old James having a good time dancing out there in China. Like, okay, cool. If that's what he wants to do full time, then hey, whatever floats your boat, buddy. I don't believe it for a second, though. EJ,
yeah.
What do you? First of all, how do you think the dance moves are?
He's
a little stiff.
He's not there. Yeah, he's a little stiff. He's not fluid. You would think he would be, right? As smooth as he is on the court. China's, I don't know if whoever's been there, if you haven't, go. It's a beautiful experience. Mm-hmm. They're very knowledgeable about the game. I've been there 3 times and had a tremendous time every time. And he's beloved there in China. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be shocked if James Harden's made over $300 million in his career, contracts with NBA teams. He's made over $200 to $300 million with Adidas. He's good. Mm-hmm. And $36 million is on the table for him this year. If anybody I pick in the league that would do something like that, it would be him.
Kyrie, maybe.
No.
Okay.
I think Kyrie likes money. See, Kyrie likes money. He acts like he'll walk away from money. I ain't buying it from him. James Harden would do it. He would, without a doubt, do it. And I don't think he will. I think he loves basketball too much. He loves the NBA. But he's upset. And I don't understand why he went public against a dude in Daryl Morey that has protected him like no other.
Crazy.
Like, these guys are joined at the hip. And this is a private problem. This is not public. Like, those two have been loving on each other for years. Daryl Morey has protected James Harden when his downfall, when he's had bad games, he's always protected him. And he lifts him up. Talking about he's the greatest scorer in the history of the game. I mean, that's what he said about James Harden. Mm-hmm. He loves him. He when he got to Philly, his whole mission was to get James Harden in a Philadelphia uniform, and he accomplished it. So Daryl Morey, you can say a lot of things about Daryl Morey. The one thing you can't say is he has not been loyal to James Harden. Mm-hmm. And for James Harden to just go public and do that shocked me. Because now it raises a red flag. Oh, you had a wink-wink deal, huh? That's illegal.
Yeah.
So it's so many things going on with that, so many things you can unpack with that statement. I just don't understand why he did it. His agent went public and said he didn't agree with him saying it. And,
too late now.
Yeah, but the agent's protecting himself. Mm-hmm. He's got other clients, and I applaud the agent for doing that. So, yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out, man. But what it does, though, it just puts more stress on Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
And, from Jimmy Butler to Ben Simmons, now to James Harden. He's had 3 pristine players that have left that organization. Not saying it's his fault, but he's the leader of that organization, and he has to look in the mirror and wonder why things have gone south with 3 guys that he needs to help him win a championship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. I think, the interesting thing about James Harden is that he's a big time player, but he has not shown up in some of the big time moments of his career, and that's been the big knock on James Harden. And if you're paying that kind of money for somebody, and you get to this point, like, listen, they should have beat Boston. They should have beat Boston. Like, he was playing
2 chances to close them out.
Yeah, and they didn't get the job done. And a lot of that blame also goes to James Harden because he did not play very well. Yeah, he did not play well in that series at the end. So even though at the beginning of the series he was electric, I think he had something like 45 in game 1 and beat Boston on the road in Boston. Like, they've had so many opportunities. He had the opportunity against the Warriors, and he had an opportunity to close them out. And then Chris Paul gets hurt, but James Harden is good enough, and we saw it earlier in that season specifically where he basically beat the Warriors all by himself. Like, he could do those things, but again, when you don't come up in those big types of situations, then it becomes difficult. Also, in addition to that, by throwing Daryl Morey under the bus, it's hard for me as an organization, if I'm out there, to say, okay, we can be the salvation that James Harden needs. Like, I can't, like, whether you're the Clippers, Phoenix, wherever, like, I can't imagine a scenario where a GM is literally saying, like, well, I'm in good with James, so I can make this work. I can't see it.
3-strike rule. And the 3-strike rule is in effect when you're north of 30. When you're below 30, no. Guys get away with
Explain
stuff.
the 3-strike rule.
3-strike means 3 strikes, you're out. 1, he left Houston. He left Brooklyn, and now he wants to leave Philly. And so because of that, teams aren't going to be all in love with getting him, especially with 1 year left on his deal. So, in the cities he wants to go to are party cities, right? So now he wants to go to L.A., where he's from. And so if you're a team out there, and the Clippers have tried to get him, but if you're a team out there, you would be hesitant because you just don't know. He still got game. He still can play, but he plays a unique way. And that way, you have to change your philosophy. You have to change the way you coach just for him because he likes to have the ball in his hand. So it's a lot of stuff going on with him right now. I'm not shocked by this. I'm just truly isn't because he's done it two times already, and he's gotten his way. So he's like a kid screaming for his toy back, just kicking and screaming until he gets his toy back. So I'm just over it with this because I think he's a tremendous player, but James Harden's got to understand the league is not going to wait for him. And sooner or later, they do send you a message. Kemba Walker just signed to go over to Europe. Kemba Walker was an all-star a couple of years ago, not in the league. It's a number of guys that you would think, DeMarcus Cousins, 31, 32 years old, he can still play, not in the league. Dwight Howard can still play, not in the league. Like, the league goes on, and teams do send messages to players. And he's going to be the next one because no team is going to trust him, man, to stay there the whole race, and that's a problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, those are great points. Rocking the mic in the chat says, wink, wink deals are illegal, but is it a common practice in the league?
Well, it's a way around it, right? I mean, certain things that you can say, like if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
No, you didn't.
But his hand, hold it. But his hand, but he was putting the glove on.
No, you don't.
He was putting the glove on like this, though.
No,
Look.
Eddie.
Who puts a damn glove on like this? Look, his hand, like seriously, like when you put a glove on, your hands are like here, and you slide the glove on. He was trying to put the glove on like this.
What are we?
Come on, man.
What are we doing
Come
here
on,
today?
man.
You really? I don't even know how you made that jump to OJ, man. What the hell? What are we doing out here? As a reminder,
what I'm saying is, it's a way around everything, right? So Daryl Morey, like, hey James, we love you. We're gonna make sure you're good. That's a wink, wink.
Okay.
But he didn't say we're gonna pay you.
Okay.
Right. So it's just a way around things.
If you have any other questions for EJ, please throw them
go
in the
back
chat.
look at it on YouTube. Look. He started doing this. Who puts a glove on like that?
All right, since you want to go down this rabbit hole, also that glove was old as hell, and you know how tight gloves get tighter as they get older. So he's trying to put it on. He's just like, oh yeah, it doesn't fit. Like,
why
no.
okay, but if it's tight,
no, I get
if it's tight, why would you spread your fingers? If it's
I
tight,
know.
you
I
bring
get.
your fingers close.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000%. Like everything about that was fucked up. Like it's just. I just did not expect you to bring that up in the middle of a James Harden conversation.
Then he turned to the jury like.
Oh my goodness. Like I said, if you have a question for EJ, please throw it in the chat and we'll get to it momentarily because at the end of this show, we're going to ask EJ some questions. So whatever you guys want to ask him, things that you've always wondered about, throw it in there. But to wrap up James Harden, do you expect him to get traded before the season starts?
No, I think Daryl Morey going to send him a message.
You heard that. You heard that. You three knuckleheads out there, you heard that. You owe me money. I know who you are. I got screenshots.
No.
$300.
Because the Clippers aren't going to give Daryl Morey what he wants. Now Daryl Morey was embarrassed. Like, he's probably ticked. Okay? He's got a serious ego. He probably went home like, can you believe he just did that? Much as I've taken care of him. Much stuff I got on him privately that I protected him with. And all of a sudden, he going to throw me under the bus? Yeah. No. This is going to get nasty. Yeah. Nasty. And no. And he's not getting his way. He might eventually get traded, but I don't think it's anytime soon. And if he does get traded, trust me, Philadelphia is getting something back really good.
If he gets traded, you would assume so. But, man, at this rate, I don't know if he's going to get traded. It's going to be very difficult. And so I would agree that I don't expect him to be traded before the season started. I've said that this whole year. Hello in the chat said, are y'all still doing the contest for a white Bronco? No, we never had one and we never will have one. I promise you. So
I think he's talking about the Circle K contest.
No,
because isn't that like you go get a
What planet did you live on?
Circle K is one of our sponsors, EJ.
He's talking about the OJ
yes,
Bronco.
I know what he's referencing.
Is Circle K doing it?
I think it's like you go to Circle K, you get a Powerade or whatever, and you get entered to win a Ford Bronco.
But it doesn't mean it's a white one.
I mean,
no, he was making a joke about that. But yeah, it is a Bronco.
Is OJ's picture on?
OJ jumping over a Hertz suitcase or something like that. No, we're good on. We're good on that. No, hello, we are not doing one. I don't know what Circle K is up to. Apparently they're giving away a Bronco, but it's not necessarily a white one. All right, so will becoming a better rebounding team help DA become a better shot blocker?
Well, look, he can block shots. It's all about timing, right? I mean, it's like just because you're tall don't mean you can block shots. I played against guys that were tall, and please, they never blocked my shot because they didn't have good timing. So, Dwayne Wade will go down as probably arguably the best two guard in regards to blocking shots. He's not 7 foot tall. So
true.
No, I mean busy last year for us. He's 6'9.5". He's not, he blocks shots like crazy. Great timing. So a lot of that is time. And Hakeem Olajuwon was not 7 foot tall. He was only about 6'10" on a good day. But he led the league in block shots historically. He's the all-time leading shot blocker. So it's just all about timing, man.
He had a season where he averaged over 4.5 blocks a game.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like Mark Eaton was a great shot blocker, but he didn't have to jump, right? Miss him dearly. He's a very good friend and passed away too soon. But he just stand there and just block his shot.
Mark Eaton also got baptized by KJ. I remember that.
Yeah, he got dunked on by a lot of people because he didn't jump.
Yeah.
So they'd get up before he can throw his arms up and they'd dunk on him. And he didn't care about that. I mean, it's just he's a good friend. I mean, a lot of players have passed away too young over the last 15, 20 years. That one and Jerome Kersey hit me the hardest because I could not foresee that. Like, Mark Eaton was great motivational speaker around the country, in shape for his size, bike rider every day. Jerome Kersey cutting his grass. My Mark Eaton moment. That's all.
Who's your favorite teammate ever?
My favorite, well, you got to put it two different ways. My favorite teammate ever, and then my favorite teammate in regards to basketball.
Yeah, so like your favorite teammate and then favorite player to play with.
Yeah. Mike Woodson's my favorite teammate.
Mike Wilson?
Woodson.
Woodson. Okay,
And LaSalle Thompson, they're both neck and neck. If one of them heard me just say the other one, they'd be mad. But Mike Woodson, LaSalle Thompson, Reggie Theus, because we grew up together in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was my first teammates, and we just got along. And we've been great friends forever. Like Woody and I, we go on vacations and ride a trailer. We rent a trailer and just ride and go on vacation with our families.
Mm-hmm.
And every year we've gone on vacations, pretty much.
Still to this day?
We try to.
Okay.
Yeah. One year though, I rented a nice trailer. We drove to LA. We rode boats. We had a good time, and we stopped in Vegas on the way back. We had competition with each other. So the next year was his turn. Mm-hmm. So we had to fly down to Texas, and he was going to take us to this dude ranch. So he rented the trailer home, and, we got everything together. We got the kids, and we're going to this dude ranch. So as we're driving into this dude ranch, I'm like, look like a suburb to me. Don't look like no dude ranch. So I'm not saying much, but he's panicking. I could tell he's panicking because he knows I'm going to kill him. So he pulls in, and we get off, and we get out, and it's just like a neighborhood, really. I didn't see anything. So we check in at this front desk, and I asked the lady, I'm like, well, we like to go horseback riding. And so she points out that she said, yeah, there's a swimming pool. Swimming pool held 10 people. It was that small.
Oh, no.
Hold it. And then she said, yeah, you can have horseback riding, but you have to set up times because we only have one horse.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
So by that time, I'm like, I just looked at him, and so now they separated us in our homes that we were staying in. And so he comes down to where we were staying, and he's sitting on the couch. And I know him so well. All I had to do was say one thing, and he was going to get out. Like, we're out of here. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, some ants walking. Oh, we out of here. We go. No, we out. We go. He goes back into the front desk. Oh, no, we can't stay here. No. You got bugs in the house. And lady like she get ready to start crying. And we just gave her a day, a payment, and we left.
Wow.
So that we used to do that every year. So yeah, that's my boy. Him, Mike Woodson, LaSalle Thompson. And yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, hey, Eric Rodriguez in the chat says, EJ, who do you think is the Suns, the leader of the Suns? Is it Book or KD? Because Kevin Garnett said Booker the other day.
I think it's a combination of all three. And I'm going to throw Bradley Beal in there as well. I think those three will be leaders. All three of them aren't like aggressive verbal leaders, to that point, obviously, of Chris Paul. And there's no indictment against them that's not the case. You have different ways to lead. Mm-hmm. And I think all three of them together will galvanize the rest of the guys. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a guy on the bench and he doesn't have to play either, that will galvanize the rest of the guys. Mm-hmm. So it's almost by committee. That's just the way I see it.
Okay. Jay in the chat says, EJ, how much better is Dwayne Wade than Harden? Because Twitter doesn't know, apparently.
Well, they're two different players, though. So, it's hard to really judge them because Dwayne Wade, even though he had the ball in his hand, Harden was better with the ball in his hand. Let's just be honest. Harden's better with the ball. He's going to get you 10 assists. He's going to get to the foul line like crazy. He's going to score. Dwayne Wade can turn it around. No, he can give you a great balance offensively. I encourage people to go. It's a highlight YouTube video on Dwayne Wade, his greatest shots. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It's like 6 minutes, man, of just circus stuff. So Dwayne has more pizzazz, but he wasn't a better scorer than James Harden.
Better defender.
And that's what gives him the edge.
Yeah.
So they're really two different types of players.
Who's your favorite commentator to work with?
To work with?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've had a bunch. I mean, Al McCoy taught me everything. We had to do simulcasts. Like, we had to do radio and TV combined. And then when he left, Tom Leander took over. And that's like my little brother there. Love him to death. Then Steve Albert came in. Then Gary Bender. And now my boy Tight Shirt Kevin Ray. So all of them, man, were great for me because I think the most important part for me when I work with somebody different is, one, I bring them in, I get to know them, and, I blend into how they call the game.
Sure.
Like, I don't try to act like I'm going to keep calling it the same way I always did. I just try to blend into how they call the game and study their cadence. So when I can get in and get out, it's not easy. People might think that's easy. It's not. Not trying to build my job up either. It's just not easy. But I've been doing it, since the last 2 years of my career.
Mm-hmm.
I was calling Mercury games, so I do it in my sleep now.
2 years left after the new deal.
Well, I just signed 2-year contract.
That's what I'm saying.
I hadn't signed a 2-year contract forever, so yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling. All right, last question. Trevor Greer in the chat. It says, do you think off-ball skill has become less important in the league? Lots of stars are very stagnant and stand around.
I think playing off the ball adds years to your career. That's why I played 17 years. I didn't need to exert a ton of energy. You watch video of me, I didn't exert a ton of energy to score because I just moved off the ball. I used my teammates, and I let that guy with the ball do all the stuff. And then, boom, I'm free. Bam, it's up. And that's the beauty of it. Like, I guess the biggest example of it is against the Clippers back in 88, 89. I had 43 points, and the ball actually hit my hand less than 40 seconds. Guys today get 40. I guarantee the ball in their hand 10 minutes. Yeah. So it's a different animal. It's exhausting. I hate it. I don't like basketball played that way. And so guys that play off the ball, move and cut, those are my favorite players.
Yeah. Clay's actually a really good example, and that's what Jay says in the chat.
Yeah, Clay,
when he had 37 points in that third quarter a couple years ago, he only dribbled the ball 4 times.
Yeah. You don't need to dribble it.
4 times on 37 points. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Here's why you don't need to dribble it. Kyrie got the ball. He actually wants to get to 15 feet. And he's at 22 feet. So he's not trusting to pass it and go like Steph would, right? So he's going to do all this crap to get to here. Right? The very place he needed to get to do his damage, which he can shoot. Boy can flat out shoot. But what did he do? He wasted energy to get there. Me, Steph, Dale Curry, his dad, Dale Ellis, you know what we did? We'd be below the free throw line. We'd go set a back pick. Or we'll come off a down screen and we'll catch it the same damn spot that Kyrie took his shot from. But he wasted a ton of energy, and it only took us 5 steps. That's why. I mean, it's just simple, man. It's just, it's just simple basketball. It's beautiful basketball.
There you go. I heard it from the man himself. There you go. That's we're just asking EJ some questions. So there you go. That's another end to another show. Appreciate you, Eddie, for sharing those thoughts. As always, you can join him today from 1 to 4 on Sirius Satellite, NBA Radio on Sirius XM. Show. Yeah, there you go with your boy
Evan
Justin.
Cole. No, Evan Cohen's filling in. I call my normal co-host him. Okay. We don't refer to his name.
Oh, okay.
It's him.
Okay.
But so Evan Cohen is my co-host, and then Eddie's been hosting too as well. So having a good time. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Are you starting to talk about yourself in the first person? That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Always.
You can follow him on Twitter at JumpShot8. You can follow me here on Twitter at Saul_Bookman. You can follow the show at PHNX.
Calm down on Twitter. You're too angry.
What are you talking about? I don't even respond on Twitter.
You're angry though. No. Just some of the stuff. You're just angry.
I mean, some people are.
You're an angry guy.
People are just.
Hey, you can't
sometimes.
fight.
Nobody's trying to fight anybody.
Well, stop talking angry.
Nobody's trying to fight me.
Please, you easy meat.
Okay, all right. We'll find out. We'll see you next time. Peace.